Hello everybody and welcome back. It's the day before the new DLC release. Well, actually it is the day of the new DLC release for Houseflipper. And I am going to be hopefully reviewing that tomorrow. But we're going to keep on with our magic school. I'm really loving the way it's coming together. If we look around the corner here, you'll see we've got another roof on in a section here. We've got an extension. I'm standing underneath the tree. We've got another section here. You'll see these are the classes that I've already built. So that is potions. This is magical creatures, which we will come back to. And yes, there's lots to be done on the outside, but I'm going to keep that for now. We've also got to put windows up there because this is one of the first dormitories, and then we have a greenhouse, which I thought was quite cool. Let's look at that one shortly. I just want to put some windows up here, and yes, they're not the right color. They are not even lined up properly. Is that lined up? Yes. Okay, so that's the first dormitory. It's a two-story area. You can see there's windows up top there. But today I thought we'd pay some attention to the greenhouse. Now, that is, as we all know, the glass window, the sizable glass window. The problem we have with that is we don't get a triangle. So what I've tried to do, this is the back of the school, we're still growing out. What I tried to do with this roof is actually use the blocks as a purpose. And we have gaps here in the window. And you know what? It doesn't look bad. It almost looks sort of art deco, if you look at it from here. And the weather's fine. The greenhouse is going to be super hot. I think that will work. So let's go in and have a look. These are all doors. All the way around here are doors leading out. And if we stand here, you will see that I've still got a couple of these strips that I have to put into the roof. They're not measured out properly yet, but I thought let's get them up and then we can always change them. So what I'm going to do with these strips is I'm going to put them in a corner somewhere where they're not going to actually get in my way, and I will carry on. You know, there's only so many moving objects that you can move in a single day without losing your mind. So yes, this is officially let's look what it says on the door out here. It says herbs, or as the Americans say, herbs. So this is the magical plants portion of. And yes, I've got a light there. I'm sorry, I just needed light to be able to see. And if you look up here, you will see that this is the first of the dormitories right behind. And no, the children are really well behaved. They're not going to throw heavy objects onto the glass roof, even though we know that they'd love to do that. So lots and lots and lots of plants and stuff and other stuff and tables and all kinds of cool stuff. So now I'm thinking something like this, because this is one of the bigger tables, and we can make the base metal, and we can make the top maybe a weathered wood, and put up stations for the classes. Now I've got 3 stations in the other classroom, so I thought let's put up 3 stations here, even though we probably wouldn't need it. And then obviously a station for the teacher, but that station doesn't have to be that big. So maybe a desk. And I'm thinking these shelves again, because they're actually really useful. But for the desk of a teacher who is spending their time potting and plotting, let's go with the same color scheme. There we go. Only need enough space for themselves. Let's turn this, don't sell it, turn this door around so it opens this way. Awesome. I will do the candles and the whole toot because, you know, there's so much time and there's so much patience from you guys, and you guys have been really patient and I appreciate it, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. So basic shelving, we've got these work tables, which are, from what I understand, new, but I think I'm going, well, how tall is that? 120 by 100 by 80 by 60. Let's see. They're quite cool. And they will almost fit there. But I think, where's our medium storage? I'm thinking the garage shelves again will do really well in the corners here. Yeah, that fits way better. All right, and we have another corner here. And we have another corner here. Nice. Now, for the teacher, I think she's going to need a shelf at the back here. I'm going to actually do this so that we can actually see what we're doing in here. Great. Now, where are those little I really like that feeling. I think these, let's see how short they are. You see, in the other room with the potions class, these were a little flimsy, but I think that will work. Let's just do the whole color thing, and then these should line up really well. question is, do we want them all the way to the back? Because then the teacher's not going to be able to get around her desk. I think that will work. And then we can use these along this wall. You know, I'm not filling the whole wall because we are going to need other supplies. Supplies in the form of all the gardening stuff, not there, here. So we are going to need wheelbarrows, and where is it? Oh, the outdoor hobbies. Damn. Alright, wheelbarrows. We can have a wheelbarrow with some soil in it. That will work. Maybe make those dark. I suppose we're going to need a ramp to get outside. Let's pop 2 of them here, because then we can, and maybe, is there, can I, yes I can, but it only sits that way, which is irritating because it shouldn't. It should actually, that doesn't make sense in my head. Tell me if that's the way a wheelbarrow should stand. Because in my head, a wheelbarrow stands that way. It literally props up there. Sure, let's get another one. And yes, I'm keeping the blue because it's actually a pretty color. Ooh. And I think it works. Awesomeness. Now, we're gonna need lots of stuff. I really am, you see, this also comes with soil that you can use as a pot plant. But we're not using it as a pot plant, we're using it as a watering mechanism. Because that's what we do. And then of course we've got all these things. And I'm going to keep them simple. This is why I kept this section here. We can actually build ourselves like we did in the Magic Mansion place. Magic Mansion. The Sweetie Store, where they grew their own vegetables. They actually had a full range of these tools. And then of course we're going to do a garden outside. Because we can. And I'm also going to play around with weird stuff like, I don't know. Okay, these also sit on the wall, so we're going to need a nice place to put them. I lost my train of thought there. We need some mythical plants. And if we look in the reception area, you will see that we already have a plant that is a little weird. So we're going to keep on with that. This is a frame for a beehive. That is like a honey texture there. I like it, and I would like to play with that at some stage. I need to think. How big is that? It's not very big. Okay. And then of course the compost bin. Now we are going to get a compost bin, but I don't think we should put it inside. What do you say? I like the color. There we go. Maybe that one? That one? That one. This is going to have to go outside though. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the smell of compost, but I have a feeling it's gross in a classroom. So we'll probably pop it over here. And then, why am I doing that? There's going to be a little garden. You can see we're close to the end of the property, so we have got enough space around here to create a magical garden, which we will do. And I'm hoping for a little stream and a couple of other things. Now lights, no. I wouldn't mind playing with this basket as a gardening tool. Does that make sense? You can collect your goodies in your basket. And yes, it will sit here. And then we're going to use the bags of compost and stuff like that exactly as we would have used it in the magic build, and we're going to use that as potting soil. So we're going to have a couple of bags of potting soil around the place. I've just got to make a label for it, and then that will be fun. Now obviously we need some of these because these are absolutely glorious, but we're going to have to choose where we put them. They're going to appear in quite a few of the classrooms, and the tortoises as well. Oh, so cute. And I'm almost tempted don't have different gnomes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that in Houseflipper 1 we've got a whole selection of different shaped gnomes. Also some little spooky creatures. If you remember the Halloween build we did in Houseflipper 1, it was the Samata, is it Maya's house? Where the garden gnome would like turn and watch us. Now, I wish we could do that with this gnome, but we can't. So we're going to have to survive without it. But I do want hanging because we are going to have to do a lot of potting. That's pretty good. these will fit nicely on the wall. Will you fit nicely? Come on, stop bouncing around. Seriously? Thank you. That looks pretty good. Got a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's place some more. And yes, they can be moved. It's not a train smash. And then obviously we've got all the creepers, which are going to be fun. I know, sorry. So, for this particular classroom, I wish we had different color petunias. Okay, so we've got red, green, orange, and purple. So should we start with purple, orange, and I'm not extending them. I'm just using the colors. Doesn't that look cool? And I can't put you there, dang it. That's fine. I'll put you there. Can I make you smaller? Seriously? Thank you. That one I can't. That one I can. Only sideways. Don't you hate that? And of course we've got the one that's the multicolors. I'm looking for the tiny one. Is this the tiny one? Yes, it is. But I don't know if you see the door's not going to open. Where is... I don't want this one. Yes. Suppose we can use that. Would help if I wanted to move it rather than resize it, hey? Okay, it's weird, but it'll do. This is the red one. Imagine walking into a classroom that's just smothered in vines. I mean, how cool is that? I wouldn't mind. Don't know about the rest, you guys. The smell of all the... Can I pop you in here? Can I pop you anywhere here? You will sit on the floor. Will you sit here? Dang it. Okay. weird, but I'll take it. It's floating. Sure. Okay, sorry, stop playing. So now, if for example, I'll finish filling up the wall at a later stage. If one was learning how to do stuff, one would be given a pot. I like this pot because it's your basic standard pot-shaped pot. Okay. Okay, that. Then, perhaps, one would be given some strange plant. Now, we haven't really got super strange stuff here, but we can make some. So we've got these lantern roses, and they're really cool because we can make them lantern. What do you say? And we also have that dark blue. Now we needed another shape. How about that one? That's cool. That's quite big. Okay. Now we don't have, you know, the seedling trays that one would find, say 6 or 12 or however many seedlings in it, and then you pot them out and you put them into pots or you put them into the garden. That's what I want, but I know I'm not going to get it. So here is the next closest thing to it. Let's see, if I go stained pine on both of these, that's pretty good. How many do you think we can fit in here? Fair amount. Okay, but the problem we will have is that it looks nothing like soil in there. And our little friend here hopefully will help us. Okay, let's make him a little bit chunkier, and then we can move him out and then make him skinny. Down for the potting soil. Where's my fabric? My favorite fabric for potting soil. What color is it in that container there? Maybe that. Ah. Ta-da! my potting soil? Oh, dang it. We can't do that with, we can't do it with a shelf. From what I understand, shelves are... You can't use the fabric on them. No. Which is unfortunate. Otherwise it would be so much easier. But it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to have to... Whoops. We are going to have to do this manually. My least favorite thing. You wouldn't believe it if I told you that it's my least favorite thing, but hey. Here we go. The problem with turning them for effect means you have a little bit of an interesting movement. Are you all in? Yes, you are. Look at you. Well done. Maybe another big one? Okay, so we've got a whole bunch, and then we are potting them out into new pots. So we need a couple of these. I can imagine there would be a few under the table as well. And then we need some of those gardening tools, which I'm too lazy to walk over there. So we'll just get them from here. And I'm guessing that the students would sort of put their stamp on the gardening tools. Like, okay, I like it, but not quite what I use back home, so I would prefer something with a bronze handle. Okay, that works. What else would you need in potting a little plant? You've got your clippers to clip off all the offending little bits. You've got your shovel, the little baby one, to make the hole to stick it in. We wouldn't need the little baby rake. The one thing we would need is the compost. Yes, I know it says cement. There's nothing we can do about it, because that's just the way it is. But we can put a different name on it. I just made up a little label that said compost or potting soil or whatever, and you stick it on it and it works. It's not perfect, but it works. And then do we want a crate or two? Maybe. You don't really use duct tape, but we use axes. Oh boy, can you imagine the children running around the school with axes and saws, and I I will change the colors of them all. And what is this? It's a spoke shave. What does that mean? Is that a woodworking tool or is it a basic gardening tool? I don't know. And I love the barrels. They've done a good job bringing, yes, I know there's doors here, but who cares? They've done a good job bringing barrels in. Maybe, would there be a barrel next to the table? Is there things we can change? No, we can't open the barrel. That would be cool, to get like a barrel of water. Can see that actually. I think the teacher would need a barrel. What do you say? Oh, we're gonna need watering cans. Okay. And what else? Buckets. No lid, empty bucket. I'm going with a black bucket. So much easier. Seriously? Now I know this bucket has mortar in it, but it can be considered soil? Yes? I'm glad you agree with me. Especially if you put it in the shade. It also looks like it could be soil, or we could make it look like soil, I suppose. That's a little bit small. We're going to need a bigger pot. Alright, so, sorry, sidetracked. Yay, pot. So we used this pot. So this is 25, so we need a 30. Maybe that one. Or that one. Alright. Let's make this black so it'll work with the bucket. Potting soil in a bucket. Done. And then we need some like clippings. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we have like these can be like clipped off. But where would you put them? If you're working, you would just chuck them over here, and then you would come back to them and chuck them away later. So there's that. Doesn't quite match up with these, but you know. Alright. Would we have stuff? We would have stuff. We would have probably something that you could add to the soil. How about like green stuff? I like the fact that you can actually take the name off that's quite useful. Don't think we've got a spray bottle, do we? Or if we have a spray bottle, it's not really... Yeah. Okay, that is the spray nozzle. Oh, damn it. You know what? We did that. And we put it that way. You wouldn't see that it's window cleaner and not fine misting nutritious spray for your weird plants. How's that? You like that one? I hope so. Alright, so we have a station set up. I will have other little creepy plants growing in here. The one thing that I was thinking of is, have a look at this. This is cool. And it's something new that I've only just learned. Look at that. Now that is sand from the mold. But you know what it could also be? It could be either some weird magical creature, or it could be some like strange plant with supernatural powers. And they all do that. Watch. Ha! Something else I've learned lately, which is very cool. Now can we do... Aww, I wanted just that lump. So yes, some new stuff that I have learned. And the dolphin. Oh yeah. So I'm going to use some of this stuff. I might use some other shapes as well to actually set that up. I also need to put candles and lights and set up something to hang all these tools on. Let's move the light up a bit. Let's see, we've got our friendly chipboard. And I'm thinking the rattan will actually be quite cool. See what it looks like. That's actually quite nice, especially for a garden type place. The only problem is it's so dark. Sort of disappears, doesn't it? That's a bit better, maybe. Okay, let's put all these tools away. And we can actually, it's like a pegboard, except it has no pegs. Come on. What's nice about this is you can resize it. Can I just do this? Yes, I can. Awesome. And we can just move these out. You are going to need more shovels though. Maybe we can put, one behind here. We need a blackboard, don't we? That'll work. Better. Now we're going to need a blackboard. Alright. We have that one. From a distance, I cannot line it up. That's better. Awesome. Now, do we build a frame around this little friend of ours? What am I walking into? I'm walking into the wheelbarrow. That'll actually work because it will match the metal here. Now we use the I think that'll work nicely. And we haven't really incorporated it in, should we? Move. Better. Let's just frame the whole thing. What do you say? I hate that occasionally you can see what you're doing, but the longer the piece is, the harder it is to line it up precisely. There we go. Perfect. And I think we do the same for this. We've got the the brick floor, so well, the stone floor. So it doesn't really matter if this is standing on the floor, but it would be nice if we had a something. Oh, where am I? What did I do? There we go. Better. Okay, that's a good start. Now, do we use hooks or do we use slots? See, that's the narrowest we can get out of that block. So that's unfortunate. it might work, but probably not. We've got these hooks, which are actually quite cool. Actually can't use on here, which is unfortunate. Okay, let's leave that there for the time being. I'm looking forward to getting back into Houseflipper 1. I was getting frustrated with the fact that we couldn't do as much as we can do in Houseflipper 2, but I also think it's nice to play around with the options. And apparently we can rent properties now. Well, that could be fun. If these hooks are going to be of any use, they're quite small. I don't think so. I have found a number of things in the new in the new update that actually are quite useful in different ways. Thinking if we use that, it is more strangely shaped. Still won't sit on the damn chipboard. A bit like that. Maybe we should make it black. Then it's actually going to show up here. Because I was thinking what we can do is run a almost like it's hooked, but that actually might work because it's how about if I do, I cannot see anything. There's a big chunky almost like a pegboard, but like a pegboard on steroids. You've actually got your it should work maybe, because that's literally sitting on the floor. If I move that up, it's sitting on a hook. It will work for this, but it won't work for the other two. because that doesn't, well, that one doesn't have. Okay, let me ponder that. I think I'm just sitting here and you listening to my brain work through problems. So let me know what you think so far. I'm going to probably take one of these tables, oops, outside here. Maybe more than one. Maybe a barrel. And then we can have a an outdoor teaching area with rows of plants. And we need a huge willow tree. I know. I'm not, I promise, I am not doing a Harry Potter thing, but a whomping willow. It's not a whomping willow, but I love it. Okay. Let me know what you think of the greenhouse. Any suggestions? As you can see, that creeper, that plant that we put up top there is peeking through, which is fine by me. I actually want to cover the majority of this stuff in stuff. And I think I want to adjust that wall so it actually follows the roof better. And we'll probably extend the ground floor out further, but only take the top floor to there. We're getting there. Oh, and speaking of tall buildings, this is now taller than, okay, so that I tried with individual blocks. So these walls here are the buildable blocks. And we can go higher. So if I push that up, we can go up way higher. Very roughly, but it gives you an idea of where the building ends and where we can go with it. So yes, this can be, I am not going to just crash down because I think everybody will get a little nauseous. So yes, the tower can be super high. The only problem is the windows, because we've got the windows here. Okay, the window comes in a rectangle. So for us to put windows in the tower, we are going to have to build this piece in multiple pieces to connect the windows to go further up, because that's the highest those windows will go in the actual walls. So I'm going to spend a bit of time on that tower, and we're gonna see where we can go with it, because if we go over here to the front, obviously the bell tower is quite small, but that tower is getting quite prominent and I'm liking it. Doors are going to be a challenge, but we can do them. So I would like at least another 2 after these 2 more towers. So yeah, wish me luck. This cut out here is actually a courtyard. As you can see, we have a courtyard here. Remember I was talking about flying lessons? I don't know if this is the perfect place for flying lessons, or if we should have a flat roof somewhere. And then obviously we have passages and stairs and stairs and stairs and doors. And this is one common room. I've just thrown furniture in here to see if it would work, and it sort of does. And beds and stuff. And then if we look out the window here, there's the greenhouse. So that's one of the dorms. I was thinking of putting a second one here, because then that's where we would end with the wall here. But that is enough space to go up. And then of course this is the super tall tower. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to leave you with a view of our beautiful willow, which is over there, and the start of our interesting greenhouse. And tomorrow, as I say, we'll be looking at the new DLC for Houseflipper 1, and then it's a toss-up. It's going to be, well, this or that or the other, not sure. I will be coming back to this. I will be building more behind the scenes, and we are going to have a gigantic, monstrous castle. Sorry, magic school. But it will be part castle, part chaos, and it will be held up by magic, because that's pretty much the only way it's going to stay up. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this and you've learned something from it, or if you just like me waffling on, please subscribe. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.